Hello and welcome back, everybody. It's Fox with Foxeo Plays. This is Return to Drangleic, Episode 6. Dark Souls 2 Scholar the First Sin. On PC. On planet Earth. Alright. When last we left off, I died because the game decided to interpret some of my inputs as me trying to jump when I really wasn't trying to jump. And so I jumped to my doom and died. It always sucks when that happens because of lackluster controls, but that's exactly what it is because I have no idea why I jumped. I didn't mean to. Definitely didn't mean to. Hey, I said I was going to look up a walkthrough. I can't believe that I felt so stuck when I'd totally forgotten that I'd opened up that path in Hyde's Tower of Flame that led to the No Man's Wharf. So clearly that is the way forward. So we're going to take that path. I assume that will lead us in the correct direction. I don't know for sure. I mean, I haven't played this game before all the way to completion, so as far as I'm aware, it will take us there. But if it doesn't, then I'll check a guide to see if we can get more information. But as far as I can tell, yes, it should take us forward. Oh shoot, we just traded hits there. Okay. There's a couple more here, isn't there? Aren't there? What the heck? Did you see that? Why did it switch my lock on? This game is so funky with the controls sometimes. I wonder if they have that thing where they throw themselves at you like they do in Dark Souls. Where like they do a spin attack and then just kind of fall apart after they hit you or miss. I don't know. Well, they didn't do it. Whatever. We're returning this way just to get my souls, if nothing else, because I died up here. Today's drink of choice is hot black coffee. In this case, I'm actually drinking decaf because it's so late in the day, although caffeine typically doesn't affect me a whole lot. But I have some decaf on hand, figured I'd use it up. Dark Souls 2 Scholar of the First Sin. Certainly not my favorite game. Certainly not my favorite game. By any stretch of the imagination. I want you to fall down this hole, please. Just fall down this hole, please. That would be great if you could do that for me. If you could just fall down that hole, I would much appreciate it. Nice try. Oh, come on now. Not even close. Oh, I didn't actually mean to do that attack. I'd entered that earlier. It just queued it up. It was in the input buffer. These games have a bad habit of having an input buffer issue. Uh-oh. Yeah, I ran out of stamina there at the end. Okay. Yeah, Dark Souls 2 Scholar of the First Sin is exactly what I called it in my review. Even though I didn't make it very far, I could already tell it was just going to be more of the same that we could expect from Dark Souls 2, just worse. So just lumping a lot of the same enemies together, stacking enemy on top of enemy on top of enemy. Not really anything interesting or challenging in any new or exciting way, just more of just, hey, let's take the same thing you've already fought and just stack a whole bunch of it together and make you fight a whole bunch all at once. So, kind of lame, in my opinion. But some people, hey, I don't know. Some people. There's always that crowd out there that when a new Soul game releases, they're always like, oh, it's the best ever, it's so amazing, it's incredible. And then shortly afterwards, they're usually a lot more reasonable about how they evaluate the game. But initially it's all about, oh, it's the most amazing thing ever, it's the best game ever, it's so cool. Blows my mind. Alright. Alrighty, I'm getting the hang of these guys. Although, like I said, not a big fan of just stacking them on top of each other in a tiny little area like that. With areas that you can fall off and die instantly, or accidentally jump off when you don't even mean to jump. Oh, come on now. How was I supposed to dodge that guy shooting me with an arrow as soon as I came out of the gate there? And, oh, this is the door I ignored earlier. Okay. I already cleared that room and got that item. I would like to be able to equip and keep a bow on me. Although I don't know if I have the stats for it yet. Let's see. No, not yet. I mean, I could still shoot it, but it's not going to do anything. Other than get someone's attention, basically. Or knock someone off a cliff, maybe. But now I have a 100% physical block shield. With a load of durability. Or not durability, but rather stability. I forgot. I didn't notice the name. Okay, here we go. Armor Dennis. Is this this is not a player? I'm assuming this is just an NPC. Yeah, it's an NPC. Okay. I'm really going for the cheap backstabs, aren't I? I gotta be careful because these things can heal. Looks like he's using the shield from Demon Souls. Garland Vinland shield. Yeah, it does definitely look like Garland Vinland? Garl Vinland? Garl Vinland. Look like Garl Vinland's shield. And for all that effort, he doesn't drop anything. That's really lame. I noticed that about the original Dark Souls too, that just a lot of things they didn't bother dropping. So many opportunities to drop a weapon, a shield, an armor piece, a ring, anything, you know? Something, anything. Anything to make it seem worthwhile. I heard somebody jump down or something. Now I'm turned around, not sure where I've been. Oh, it's a treasure chest. And it's not trapped. The leather set. The hunter set, really, I suppose. So if you want the hunter set, there it be. For all to see. Though not for me, because I'm going to keep this hard leather set. For now, at least. Hang on. Can you... Is that like something you can kind of walk across? Yeah, okay. Oh, well this is back where we started. Okay, let's see if we can get this gate open here. Shall we, folks? Hooray for, yeah, well, yeah, look at that little alcove. There's no way to get this open from here? Unbelievable. Opportunities for shortcuts. Not taken. Bummer. Okay, well, let's make use of our first Homeward Bone of this playthrough. I think it's the first time we're going to use one. Get the heck out of there. Rouge water. I think that's how it's pronounced. I accidentally started calling that rogue water, not realizing that it's not the word rogue. Let's see. We could pick up one of these, although we already have one, don't we? Yeah, heck, let's get another one. Why not? Nah. Let's go level up. Nullify human effigies effects. Why would I want to do that? Speaking of nullify, we talked about this earlier. The UN tried to make a vote nullifying the US's decision to move its Israeli embassy to Jerusalem. Of course, the vote is completely and utterly meaningless. Does nothing, has no power behind it, changes nothing. It's just interesting to note that the UN is in the habit of having votes that are essentially nothing more than just like a declaration, like people just saying something. I mean, the vote is the equivalent of the UN just posting on Twitter saying they don't like something. Get just about the same amount done. Nobody cares about the UN. Meanwhile, we got North Korea shooting missiles across Japanese airspace, across sovereign Japanese airspace, and the response of the world is to go, don't do that. All I can think is, you know, with the mutual defense treaty that we have in the US with North Korea, it's really not okay to ignore them shooting missiles across sovereign airspace. I mean, imagine if they shot a missile across Alaska. Would we just be sitting around going, tisk tisk, don't do that, that's bad? No, I think we would be doing something. So, and I hate to use this, it's not really an analogy, I hate to use this story, but it is true that Germany, the whole, and I hate to say it, I'm going to say it, I'm violating Godwin's law here in a way. It's not an internet argument, but it's still kind of Godwin's law principle. But Nazi Germany basically was allowed to happen because everyone just sort of ignored Germany violating the treaty. I can't think of what the treaty was called at the time. Treaty of Versailles? Was that it? I'm not 100% sure on that. Don't quote me on that. You guys can post in the comment section, especially if I got it wrong. But there was a treaty in place restricting what Germany was allowed to do, given what Germany had just done. And when Hitler was in charge of Germany, he just flagrantly violated the treaty. And there was a lot of talk, but no one really did anything about it. And by the time people realized, hey, we should have done something about this, it was too late. And, you know, Germany had risen to power, and of course, World War II happened. So quite literally, countries failing to act led to World War II. I mean, we could have very easily avoided World War II had we kept Germany in check. There's no doubt. I mean, there was no one else that was going to do anything. I mean, maybe you could argue the Soviet Union, but I don't see the Soviet Union doing what Germany had done. Soviet Union wasn't really about taking over the entirety of Europe or anything. So, I'm pretty sure, I'm 99% sure that there would have been nothing even remotely similar to a world war had people actually stopped Germany from doing what it was doing, which was clearly in violation of a treaty that it had agreed to. You know, this isn't some sanction that was placed on it against its will. I mean, although they did lose a war and pretty much, you know, were kind of forced into it, but they made an agreement and violated that agreement. So something should have been done. And had something been done early on, I am very confident that World War II would not have happened. And I'm not saying that North Korea is going to cause a world war, because North Korea is pathetically weak. I mean, they can't even feed their own people. The country is incredibly small when it comes to GDP or anything else. What we know of it is it's very weak. And only concern we have is if he gets a hold of nuclear weapons and is able to launch that anywhere. I mean, he doesn't have to launch that very far to reach a very close ally, South Korea. Honestly, I think North Korea's blatant, flagrant violations and its violations of sovereign Japanese airspace more than justify a response from the U.S. More than justify a response. So I think we should have taken the opportunity to shut them down at that point. That is the first missile they fired across Japanese airspace should have been the opportunity to destroy North Korea's regime, which would be easy. They're weak. Knock out the regime and then begin the slow process of allowing North Korea and South Korea to reunite. The country should have never been split in the first place. You know, if you look at the history of it, I mean, families were split apart. It was just basically an arbitrary line that got drawn because of the proxy war that the U.S. was having with Russia at the time. Kind of like, oh, there we go, sublime bone dust. Yeah! Yay! Very happy to get that. I've been looking forward to one for a while now. But yeah, Korea should never have been separated like that. This is going to be a costly and lengthy process to reunite. I don't think they should do it immediately. They should take some time with it. But I think they should build like a 10-year plan where there's a temporary North Korean government, and they slowly begin shifting everything over so that South Korea doesn't become overwhelmed by having to basically bring in North Korea, because North Korea is just woefully, what's the word for it? Poor, basically. So for a country to take in another country like that, you want that to be a gradual thing, slowly over time. Sorry, I picked up my coffee there, and I couldn't attack that guy. I had coffee mug in my hand. Really, the Souls games are not good for drinking coffee. By the way, if you guys didn't know, sorry, I do apologize, but I did cancel the Bloodborne component of this playthrough. Instead of alternating between Bloodborne and Dark Souls 2, we're just going to do Dark Souls 2, Scholar of the First Sin. And the reason I did that is because it's really just too much of a time sink for me to try to keep up with both. It was a little bit more than I could handle. I thought I could handle it, but I don't know why I did. I probably should have realized that was a lot to try to commit to 2 simultaneous playthroughs of 2 reasonably lengthy games. I mean, if you look at it, I think both of those games take longer to play than Dark Souls, at least for me. Because Dark Souls I've got down to a T. I can knock that out in like 12 episodes. Dark Souls 2, no chance. Whether it's Dark Souls 2 or Scholar of the First Sin, there's no chance I'm going to complete the game in 12 episodes. I'd have to plan ahead of time and try to do like a speed run. My speed run would be, 10 episodes, 45 minutes each. I'm not a speed runner, of course. I thought Lucatil was supposed to be there, but whatever. Alrighty. Well, this area is annoying because of the number of archers that shoot you from a great distance. Just really, really frustrating. I hate it so much. But we can deal with it. I don't remember there being dogs here. Is that a new thing, maybe? We'll see. We'll see what's new in the No Man's Wharf. Oh, come on. One of them got me now. How did they get me? At least I'm covered in this... Oh, crap. What the heck? I hit R1 and nothing happened. Little unresponsiveness there. It's almost like it... And again, I'm hitting R1 and nothing happens. I've got plenty of stamina, so that's weird. I guess the game is just snoozing on me. Oh, this is the other type of dude here. I gotta be careful. He's got some additional moves. He's not your usual peon. Varangian leggings. I think the Varangian sword is one I considered as a sword to do for a playthrough. But the longsword is awesome. I think I can get hit up here with an arrow, so I need to be careful. Soul of... Oh, look at that. They tried to get me. Fail. Do better next time, punk. Yes, I would definitely like to see Korea, the Korean Peninsula, reunited. But I don't think the U.S. should take a significant role in actually any monetary compensation or anything other than removing the North Korean regime from power. And the reason I say we do that is... Not only do I think it would be a good idea overall, but it's actually an obligation that the U.S. has. We have for those that don't know, we have what's called a mutual defense treaty with Japan. Japan doesn't technically have its own standing army, although they have a national defense force, which you could kind of say is like an army, and they have, I believe, what is still the world's second largest navy. But in the event that they're attacked, it's really the U.S. that would function as their army. And so in that regard... they were not required, nor even allowed, per their constitution, to raise their own army. I think we should also change that. I think it's long past time. Japan is clearly a responsible country. They're able to make their own sovereign decisions. We don't need the U.S. or any other power outside of Japan telling them what they can and can't do. So I think it's time to allow the Japanese to build their own standing army. What in the world? What in the world is going on? Why are they not getting staggered by this attack that always staggers them? Yeah, what is this? What world do I live in? I mean, these guys are not like the others. They clearly are. Yeah, look at this. They're not being staggered like all the others are. This is lame. Oh, that's really frustrating. I mean, if you're going to make an enemy that doesn't act like any of the other enemies, don't make them look identical to each other. I'm sorry, but if you're going to make an enemy act that differently, that's a critical component there, whether you can stagger them or not. You need to change the model that you use. You can't be reusing models for that kind of stuff. Oh, pfft. Usual crap you'd expect from Dark Souls 2. Alright, stuff jumping down or coming out of somewhere, or blah blah blah. I'm just not impressed by that stuff. I mean, I just don't want to have to stop everywhere where I'm going to go, okay, let me look around, look up, look down, look all around. Is anything going to jump out at me? That's not fun. I don't know anyone that likes playing through a game where okay, let me look up, let me look here, okay, something shoots me in the back with an arrow. Just not fun. So, yeah. I think game devs need to really consider what is actually best for their game. Taking into consideration, number one above all else, that the game is actually fun to play. Challenge really isn't meaningful if it's not fun, because who's going to take your challenge on when it's boring? So, obviously Dark Souls 2, Scholar of the First Sin is not straight up boring, but, you know, this drop down from the ceiling nonsense that is really prevalent in Dark Souls 3, oh gosh, that is so stupid. I mean, it's like if you sit down for what you're told is going to be a really good horror movie, and it's full of nothing but cheap jump scares, you're not impressed by that. You know what I mean? You're not impressed by cheap jump scares. Even if they do get you, it's not what you're looking for. Like, you want that horror movie to be some quality thing, where it's actually scary because of the atmosphere and the story elements and the build-up, the suspense, the music, the characters, the dialogue. You want everything together to be scary, not just, boom, something jumps out at you. Loud noise. You know what I mean? Jump scares are okay if used sparingly, I should say. But in Dark Souls 3, holy crap, they have so many of those little kobold-looking creatures that constantly jump down from up above. They're crawling on ceilings, jumping down, crawling under platforms, coming up at you. And man, I can't make it through just 3 or 4 of them before I'm like, okay, wow, this is really tiring. And that guy's sword just passed right through me. I am invincible. I remember there being an Estus Flash shard somewhere around here, although my memory of this game has been pretty faulty. This seems a safe place to drink some coffee. Alright. So maybe someday we will see the reunification of Korea. And the other reason to do that too, it's not just for it's the right thing to do kind of thing, or not just because North Korea, the North Korean regime is garbage and allegedly killing a lot of their own people through unnecessary starvation and other things, but like I said, but also not only because it shouldn't have happened in the first place, it should have never been separated into 2 countries in the first place, but it'll actually help to stabilize the world. And I don't just mean North Korea and what they do, I mean the world, because when the US sits idly by, in other countries as well, but when we just sit idly by and let the North Korean regime just do whatever it wants, violate all these sanctions, shoot missiles all over the place, we're basically showing how weak we are. We're showing our own weakness. We're saying other countries, their leaders are willing to act, to do things. They're not scared to act and do things. Comfort. I thought, is this not a wall we can interact with? Nice try there, buddy. But I got a shield. And so, imagine the first time North Korea had shot that missile through Japan. Imagine if we'd responded by just blowing up the North Korean regime, bombing the heck out of it, killing Kim Jong-un or whoever's in charge right now. I can't even remember at this point, guys. I'm playing this game. I'm distracted. I forget who the father was and who the son was and all that nonsense. But, you know, imagine if we had just removed him, killed him. It would send a strong message of, you know, if you do this, if you violate our sovereign space or that of a mutual defense treaty partner, you can expect there to be consequences. Right now, we're basically saying, hey, you can shoot a missile across a mutual defense treaty partner's sovereign airspace and nothing will happen. We'll just tell you not to do it again. So we're showing a lot of weakness right now that I feel like may come back to haunt us in the future. When other countries decide, you know what, we don't really need to do what the U.S. says. We can violate the U.S.'s rules. We can violate their airspace. Because the next logical step is to shoot something through Alaska. I mean, if I were in charge of North Korea and I really wanted to tick off the U.S. and I felt like the U.S. was weak and ineffectual and that they wouldn't act, I would shoot a missile just off the coast of Alaska. And then, you know, be like, okay, they'll just sit around and do nothing about this too. Like, they've done nothing all the other times, so why would I worry about them doing something now? It's the same thing as when, if you're teaching kids, you don't give 2 warnings to the same kid for the same thing. If they do something and you give them a warning, and they do it again, you give them another warning, and that's how it goes. They don't take you seriously anymore. Oh, nothing's gonna happen. She isn't gonna do anything. That's what they say about the teacher. She isn't gonna do anything. What's she gonna do? She's gonna tell me to stop doing it. And, well, they wouldn't be wrong necessarily. So that's why it's really important to make sure that you're serious about setting boundaries. Because if you thought about it, I mean, I think everyone could agree, yeah, if North Korea shoots a missile across Japanese airspace, of course we'll do something. That's definitely crossing the line. People would have said that years ago. Oh, and we all would have been like, oh yeah, of course we'd do something. But the time has come and gone, and that has actually happened, and we did nothing. We ignored it. Oh, more sanctions. Boo-hoo. Ooh, sanctions. North Korea's laughing at those stupid sanctions. And when you think about it, when we're cutting off North Korea from supplies, who do you think's suffering? You think the leadership? You think the government regime is going without? No, of course not. The people of North Korea are the ones that are going to suffer. They're the ones that aren't going to get the resources. They're the ones that are going to get shafted. So, yeah, that's how that works. Let's go ahead and use one of these. Though I can't quite remember what this does. What the heck? Hello? I can't even see where the source of this light is. Oh, that thing. Oh, well that's all that did. That's disappointing. Okay, let's... Oh, look at this. Hiding place in short, bad luck. Good hiding spot. There's nothing there, unfortunately. Gosh, I can't stand all these guys shooting these arrows at you from a distance. It's just more frustrating than anything else. It's kind of aggravating. They need to stop it. Let's go make them stop it. Of course not. Of course we can't go that way. Alright, we'll go back up here and drop down. How about that, guys? How about them apples? I will say this, though. At least the arrows do not bend unnaturally towards you when they're fired. There are some games where the arrows, like... enemies' arrows that they shoot are homing missiles, basically. They just home right in on you, turning directions to head towards you. What the heck? I thought I was going to hit that guy. Oh, shoot. There we go. One down. One to go. There we go. I remember them doing a lot more damage, too, but... whatever. I'm glad they don't. Ooh, a longsword. Uh-oh. Their attacks also seem to be really kind of haphazard as to when they hit you and when they don't. Some of them just sort of phase through you, some of them sort of go around you. Oh, if I remember correctly, you can actually backstab these things. Which suggests, from a lore perspective, that they may have originally been humans. Or humanoid, at least. Okay. Let's see what happens now. Something gonna jump out at me? Hang on just a second, guys. I'm getting distracted. Okay, sorry, I just got a message from somebody. Alright, let's jump out this window. Do a parry for no reason. Look around. Get hit with the fire arrow. Hit back. I noticed that when you're close to them, they shoot the arrow faster than they usually do. Which, again, is another cheap tactic to try to make sure to get you. Alrighty, whatever. Lame-o devs. Lame-o devs, I'm telling you. The developers, that, you know, the best way I can describe it, and I've said this before, and I think it's just a great descriptor, is everyone in the big Souls community knows what a try-hard is. I would say the developers of Dark Souls 2 were tryhards. They applied a tryhard mentality to trying to get the player. You know, you come in here expecting kind of a sense of reasonably fair play, and you get a hardcore tryhard. You know what I'm talking about. PvP players out there. Is he hanging off the ledge? What a punk. Oh, come on now. What the heck is that thing? Longsword at risk. Oh, I forgot. This game and durability. Oh, crap. I do not have an alternate weapon. Crap. Well, thank goodness I've actually opened up the main shortcut of the level. No. Shoot! I have no idea how that even happened. I swear I did not hit any button to do that. How many times am I gonna die because this game just decides to roll or jump for me? I can't figure this out. I don't remember this happening in the base game. So is this a new flaw? Is this a new glitch in Dark Souls? You know, Scholar the First crap? Jeez, that's annoying. I die enough as it is from the legitimate game itself. I just don't need to be dying to garbage controls. And that's exactly what that is. That is utter trash. There's no reason I should just be randomly flipping all over the place off ledges. Alright. Whatever. And I really don't want to go get my souls. Screw it. I don't really know this area well enough to run it, though, so I might be screwing myself over here, trying to make a mad... Oh, jeez. They gotta put crap in your way, too. Oh, Dark Souls 2 devs are ever the tryhards. Hardcore tryhard. Tryhard. They couldn't try harder if a hard tried harder. Alright, let's just break this stuff up. I'm slowly losing my ability to care about this game, guys. I do apologize. It is really hard to care about the game because it's so poorly crafted and constructed. It's like they took Dark Souls 2, which was already a deeply flawed game with a huge number of serious problems, and said, hey, how can we make it worse? And then did that. I will say this. The developers here, Scholar the First Sin, knew how to make the game worse, and did it, and succeeded. And I'm pretty sure they must have intentionally did that, because otherwise I don't know how else they did it so well. How do I get to that? Like, see, this is what I don't understand. Like, I just want to get right here, and why wouldn't I be able to just walk over that? Why wouldn't I be able to just... I don't know. It's really frustrating how easy it seems to get to something, but you're essentially blocked by some small, minor, absurdly ridiculous obstruction that wouldn't really obstruct you even in real life. I mean, you wouldn't even have to be in reasonable shape as a person in real life to get around that obstacle. Okay, I think I'm making some progress here towards what I want to do. Although I didn't open up that other shortcut, the gates. I want to find the gates and open that up. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Wow, that is pathetic. Talk about try hard. Jeez. Man, Dark Souls 2, Scholar the First Sin developers. They're the ninja ring flipping... what is it? Mask of the Mother? I forget all the details to the most try-hard build you can get at PvP in Dark Souls. I mean, the only way they can make this more difficult without trying intentionally is to just, like, straight outright cheat. Alright, let's get past this nonsense. Yeah, you guys don't like that fire, do you? Get out of my way. Okay. I don't feel like that should have hit me, but whatever. I can pick up my souls here, not that they'll do a lot for me. Okay. We got that guy still following me. Anyone else? Anyone else want some of this? Anyone else want some of this DS2 SOTFS? Is that it? Yeah, SOTFS nonsense. Okay, so where is... How do I open up that other shortcut? I don't even know if I really need it, but I would like to open it up. Just to do it. I just saw a door. Oh, it's right there. I'm not confident in making that jump. I'm gonna try anyway. Oh, I did it. Okay, so this may be... I may have already been here, actually. This may not have been anything in... Oh, no, hang on. I probably haven't been here. Oh, that's... Okay, yeah, whatever. I don't want to contend with them right now. Let's drop down here. To... Oh, that... Yep, that goes to them. So where is... I don't remember those guys being in the original game at all. So where is the path that opens up that other shortcut? I really don't know. Okay, took care of that nonsense. I don't know why they'd have him here. Why would they have him here, of all places? Maybe he comes up after you, gets you from behind or something? See, they always attack faster. Excuse me. They always attack faster with that bow when you're right up on top of them. This thing looks like it's from Bloodborne or something. Excuse me. Okay. You would reasonably be able to fit through there, obviously, so whatever. Okay, let's... Yeah, there we go. Jeez, stupid message. Oh gosh, I can't even see that message. It's like invisible on the ground. I'm not gonna bother with that dude. We're gonna leave him be. Leave well enough alone, I suppose. This boss should not be too difficult, so I think I can tackle him without too much preparation. I don't normally die to this boss, but then again, I've just said that I don't normally die, so you know what's gonna happen now. I'll probably die. Alright, so the archer's gone. Ooh, shoot. One shot. I think I can one-shot them if they're in their instability frames. But I don't think it counts as a one-shot if they're just like standing there and I hit them normally. I'm not quite sure though. Ah, shoot. Almost had him right there. There we go. Oh, yeah, see? If they're just standing normally and I hit them, it doesn't appear to be the one-shot. There we go. The ghost ship. I don't remember that guy being there either. Is he new? But, you know, he's like a... What is it called? Foretelling? Foreshadowing. He's a foreshadowing that beyond this point you head to the Lost Bastille. Bastille, I think is how it's pronounced. Bastille, Bastille, Bastille. I'm going to call it the Lost Bastille from now on. Let's see if anyone makes a comment about that. You got a problem with me calling it the Lost Bastille? Okay, I remember there being an enemy down here that gives me a little bit of trouble. Right before the boss. Is he not here? Huh, looks like not. Alrighty. You know what? Do we have any temporary thingies we can use to fight this boss? You know, I don't think I need it. Look at all those souls I could pop and use. Yeah, look at all those souls, including the Dragon Rider soul. Okay. Let's do what needs to be done. Please just be the normal boss. Okay, yes. Oh shoot, he jumped away. Oh, he's gonna always jump away on that move, isn't he? Ah, got him that time. Whew, he almost got me. Oh shoot, he did get me. I'm gonna use Estus just to save on my life gems, because I don't think I need to use life gems right now. Oh crap. I just don't anticipate. Oh shoot. Oh, thank goodness I broke his poise right then and there. You know, I always thought he had 2 sets of legs. I just realized he only has 1 set of legs. I love how they put this little column in the middle. I think it's very intentional that you use it. And done. Actually didn't even need to heal. I wouldn't have died if I had not healed. Cool beans. Flexile Sentry Soul. Okay, let's remember to get the treasure chest before we leave this thing. There it is, got it. I remember this being important. Oh, yes it is if you're going the pyro route. I have no plans to do such. Alright, so this should take us to the other side of the Lost Bastille, or Bastille. And in that regard, we don't have to worry about that stupid statue blocking our path. At least I don't think we do. Should be a bonfire right ahead. In one of these little alcoves. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up! Oh, come on now. What? Nice try, buddy. You can't Estus when I'm right on top of you. Alright. Well, not bad. Not bad at all. Unfortunately, got a little frustrated back there with that stupid like roll off the... And I think I even rolled backwards somehow. I'm not really sure what that was. It's possible I somehow tapped the roll button, but I'm pretty darn sure I didn't. But whatever. What's done is done. Can't go back and change it now. Soul of a whatever. That's what we'll call it. The ultimate soul is a soul of a whatever. And, oh, no, this is not the bonfire, but it should be right up here as long as they didn't move it. Oh yeah, there it is. Okay. Same as before. Alrighty guys, with that, we are at the end of the episode. When we pick it up, we'll, hang on. Can I use my Sublime Bone Dust here while I'm thinking about it? I cannot burn in this spot. No. Okay, we're gonna run to Majula real quick, because I do not want to pick this game up with you guys next time and forget to use my Sublime Bone Dust, because I've been forgetting this whole time. Alright, let's burn this bad boy. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Some force has strengthened the Estus Flask. Awesome. Let's level up over here. Why not? But I'll say our goodbyes, shall we? Let's do it in a reverse order. Let's do things differently than we normally do. Make sure to check the description of the video for links to my social media sites. You can check on Facebook, Minds, Gab, Twitter, all that good stuff. Also my main channel, FoxeoGames. And make sure to like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you disliked it, leave your comments down below. And with that, I'm Fox with Foxeo Plays. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next episode of Return to Drangleic. Dark Souls 2, Scholar of the First Sin.